And he has high expectations immediately on that players, and that sometimes maybe it seems like he's a bit complaining on the pitch.
Paweł Wilkowicz, witam i zapraszam na najnowszy odcinek Sam na Sam, a dzisiaj moim gościem w programie będzie Michael Ballack. Zapraszam.
I've read that you're going to be in the Sky Studio for the
Yes.
Liverpool-Bayern games. You're going to be with Didi Hamann. I don't know if you've heard his...
Could be yeah, of course I heard it last week. Carry on.
What do you think about it? About his opinion on Lewandowski. He said he's fed up with his theatrics, refereeing, and that he's not giving enough to, like, apart from goals. What's your opinion on it?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was quite hard because I'm not agreeing 100%. What is normal, I think, over the years with Leva is that he's outstanding in terms of his position at Bayern Munich. You know, as a striker, he's very professional. He's taking care of his body. You know, otherwise you wouldn't be that fit on the age of 31, especially playing up front against all these quick, very physical defenders in these days.
And these theatrics, because like it's also quite a normal way when you see you can afford more with the referees. You do afford, yeah.
Of course, but what I want to say, he's still professional and he's doing still a good job. I mean, we're talking about, well, if Didi talks about and say it's so hard, it means a few percentage in my ways. If on a daily performance, sometimes. Because there's this history about his, maybe moving the clubs. You know, he was always thinking about moving to Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Of course, I can understand they want to keep him, so they didn't let them go. He was also always asking for better players, for players they actually, or where the chance is bigger to win the Champions League. And that's a normal way of thinking for leaders, for big players in the club. I was the same, always asking for something or maybe putting a little bit pressure, I leave. I mean, this is things which I wouldn't complain about. All I want, what I can say is about his performance on the pitch, and it's still good. But of course this year things are working in general not so good for the whole team. And don't forget, with Ribéry and Robben on the side, there's two world-class players next to him over the last years, which
they are vanishing here now.
Yeah, exactly. This was a fantastic three up front, and he took profit from the two. And now they're younger players. They're having a little bit of different style, but they have to admit to the high level. And maybe he, as a leader,
he expects their passes, not their goals. Yeah.
And he has high expectations immediately on that players, and that sometimes maybe it seems like he's a bit complaining on the pitch.
But please tell Didi Hamann that he also has 9 assists. So
sorry.
Please tell Hamann that he also has 9 assists this season. So
exactly. So no, I think he's still very, very good, and he's still a top player, not just for Bayern Munich, in whole Europe.
And how do you see the duel, Liverpool-Bayern?
I think Liverpool, as the finalists last year, as the leaders at the moment in the Premier League, maybe they are slightly favourites. I think Bayern likes that because they have their own problems this season. If they are not favourites, that's very rare in the recent years, especially when it comes in a very early stage to such a big game. But Liverpool doing a fantastic job. They had a fantastic journey the last years with Klopp as a coach. He developed the team. They've spent a lot of money also for the defense, not just the offense. So it's a very balanced team, very physical team, which could cause Bayern Munich a lot of problems.
And what should be Bayern's response for this? What's the cleverest plan for it?
I mean, they should play like they always play. They love to have the ball. They love to have possession in the game. They love that they run behind, but that's also the game of Liverpool.
Maybe that's the time of Niko Kovac, master of counter-attack. They should change the...
I'm not sure. Of course, they have quick attackers with Gnabry and Coman, but they also like to have the ball. And Liverpool, they they
like
having
to
more
win
the
the
style.
ball.
Exactly. They playing off the ball. They attack the ball. They chase the ball, and then the transition. It's the biggest strength. Quick transition, quick finish, and they are very good in that. Also trained every day with the quick in the Premier League. There's quick football. So there's two philosophies.
Isn't Jurgen Klopp a little bit like Michael Ballack of coaching? That great personality, great career, and unvollendete in the finals.
As a coach, you have a longer career, so he has still time to do it, and things are looking good. But you have to be honest also where Liverpool comes from. I mean, no one could expect that they win the Champions League, or even, I mean, earlier they should win the league. It's a bigger chance, and they're already doing really well. But I know how difficult it is to win the Premier League. It's a very long, and you have not just one opponent, you have 2, 3, 4. You can lose a lot of matches against even strong teams behind, so it's still a hard way to go. But I would wish for him, of course, an international title, and maybe this year it's already time.
Will Germany be back as a powerhouse as it used to be? I mean, having clubs in the final of European Cups, having like national team rejuvenated successfully. Do you think so?
I hope so.
Because you are now some kind of outsider, yes? You were sort of the victim of this rejuvenation a few years ago. I think, are you now fine with Jogi Löw or no?
No, there was some things happened in the past, and of course I stepped back a bit from active football. I had my experiences, especially with Jogi Löw. But I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk about German football. And
so you weren't very impressed with the post-World Cup analysis of Löw, yes?
No, there was. This is not about an analyst. If I go out in the first round, I did a lot of things went wrong. That's the fact. But if you want to leave that behind, you have to make a good analyze why it is, and you have to accept things which you made wrong. And I'm not sure this was a totally honest analyst in terms of open the eyes to the public, to everyone, to the own players. But I'm not responsible for that. There's a president, there are responsible people in charge in the German Federation, which have to make decisions, and they decided to carry on with Jogi Löw, and maybe we have to accept that now. And because
maybe it's time for Germany to be back to the chef institution. You were the last chef of the national team, and
I don't know. That's another discussion.
Maybe the hierarchy
in
is
football in general, how to treat players, how to build players, how I want to play football. I need to have a philosophy from the very young age. In my opinion, it can't be one person, or it can't be a coach from the national team who actually plays a certain style, because the work will be done in the clubs. There where the kids get educated, developed, and then the national team takes advantage of that.
Do you think this football revolution will ever come to DDR, the former DDR? Because like the German football was modernized and the style was changed, but it only concerned like West Germany, and East Germany is still only like RB Leipzig. And
it's difficult. We have Leipzig, but when we talk about East German education, we talk about football schools. We talk about what I had at a very young age, combined school and sport in a very professional way, and Leipzig is doing that. And now even in Western Germany, they realize that's a good project. It's a good or something
that not all was wrong in the DDR.
No, especially in sport.